Denji is an emotionally stunted character, and don't get me wrong, he is very flawed, and we should understand that in his choices too. But in the same vein, I think the point of Chainsaw Man Part 2 is to show, yes, he's flawed, but he also needs to grow up. Spoilers for current Chainsaw Man. Denji, obviously, he is a kid full of sexual desire, right? And the fact that he thinks, oh, I'll finally be happy once I finally get some, yada, 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 even though there's been a recurrent pattern of, oh, I'm chasing after something, when I finally get it, I realize that isn't completely fulfilling, and I need to just chase after this next thing in order to finally get it. Get it, happiness, true happiness, right? Denji is in a constant pursuit of pleasure. But he doesn't understand is that part of growing up is realizing this constant pursuit of pleasure is not what's ultimately going to fulfill you in the end. Denji as a character needs to understand that. Now, granted, he grew up very socially isolated. Now, the question is next, okay, all these things happen to him over time, and he's finally getting to the point where he knows what it's like to have a family, he knows what it's like to have people care about him, and he knows what it is to care about people to a degree, right? But even still, at every wake and turn, he still he still chooses the wrong decision. For instance, when it came right down to it, this image right here is kind of like the epitome of what the core of Chainsaw Man Part 2 is, which is heavier. All the things that he thought he wanted in life growing up versus Chainsaw Man. And ultimately, he chooses Chainsaw Man. And then he loses everything here. Denji always wants both. He's inherently a greedy guy, right? But he doesn't understand fully that you can't get both. In life, you sometimes have to make hard decisions, one versus the other. And since he consistently always chooses to try and do both in an immature way, he pays the price. Now, let's look at the end of current Chainsaw Man, right? He's like, oh yeah, I also got to do the do with Asa. He was already about to start his spiral again. And Pochita recognizes this. He's like, yeah, it's a good thing you didn't do that, honestly. And the answer is because just like everything else Denji has been doing it with Asa would not bring him true fulfillment. It wouldn't. Pochita knows this, and that's one of the reasons why he intervened. Also, besides the point where like we don't even know if Yoru actually gave full consent for Asa, right? But in the same vein, where Denji was so disappointed that Makima never really saw him for him, Denji in this situation, although might have romantic feelings for Asa, he was so interested in the physicality he can get out of her than her as a person. Kind of fulfilling what Makima was doing to him, he was doing to Asa. In his pursuit of endless pleasure, he was actually about to hurt someone who actually, one of the last people on this earth who actually cares about him besides Pochita. That's why I think the general honest theme of Chainsaw Man Part 2 is that Denji really needs to learn how to grow up. And if he doesn't, he's going to pay the price, and other people around him are going to pay the price too. He can't continuously just do these things nilly-willy and not care about the consequences. Life is just not that simple.